Would I like to play first? Yes, I would. A lot of lands. Uh. This is keepable, and I'm going to keep it. But it can go awry very easily. My first play is on turn 5. There's a reason I play 3 blue-white duels and only 2 green ones. So, hopefully I don't get owned by that. Put him all to 5 and put one on bottom. All right, let's see what they're running. All right. Well, if they're tribe, I don't need to worry because they're not really at the critical mass yet. Because if they go plains tribe, they're going to be stuck on lands. Oh, here's a Delver. Oh, alright, I get to play a spell if I want to. They're gonna flip, probably. They put 2 on top, so it's not... What? I see. Okay. They're gonna play a second Delver then, or a Ninja here. Yeah, okay. Ninja's fine, because now I get to slam a Dignitary, and I am not unhappy. I guess they saw Delver and Ninja off of the Preordain. Ooh, Terramorphic's good for me. It makes it much less likely that my opponent has daze, because they're probably blue-red. Of course, if they daze me here, whatever. I'll just slam a wall next turn and block. Yeah, no big deal. Okay. Sweet. Alright, that worked. I've got a blocker for Ninja. Even if they have a removal spell for the Dignitary this turn, hopefully I'll draw a spell next turn, because I hit Tron. If I don't hit a spell, hopefully I get Quicksand or a Cycling Land rather than another useless Ursus piece. Pulse Marasa would also be fine. Spell. That's a good one. I would play a second Dignitary, but a second Dignitary is good next turn. And if I draw a Pulse or a Piece here, I really want to get it off before my opponent has a chance to get enough fairies in play to Spellstutter Sprite it efficiently. Those are good cards. Those are really good cards. Alright, I'm liking my chances here. Did my opponent shuffle off that Ponder? Chooses not to shuffle. Alright, so they're going to flip the Delver. Even if they have another Ninja, though, I think I'm fine. End of turn, I'm going to go Teachings for Flicker, most likely. And then just Raw Dog Flicker here. Man, this Delver must be bugged. It's not flipping. They might get another red source and kill both my creatures. Oh, no. Alright. Chooses not to shuffle his or her library. Did they stack it wrong and accidentally draw these cantrips or something? Huh. What would they keep? What creature would they keep? They wouldn't keep lands. They already had 3 mana. So if they're not shuffling off Ponder, and they didn't have any spells on the top, well, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna win the game. I can Flicker, play Wall, but I can't Flicker again unless I draw a Prism. So, but I think 1 Flicker is gonna be fine. Yeah, they can have Scred, but if they Scred here, I mean, that's not a big deal. I can just play Wall and pass. Oh, that's a mistake. This is very bad. Now I get to own them. Well, not quite own them, but I do get to be very, very efficient with my cards here. That Moment's Piece is looking very tempting right now, not gonna lie. So I can just Flicker here. I'm at 20. What do I get punished by doing that way? Another Scred on Wall is fine. Scred on wall, block here, they ninja and replay. And then I cast Mystical Teachings for pulse, bring back wall, wall back pulse. They could just ninja here and not replay and counter. If I just Moment's Peace, what is my opponent? What am I worried about from my opponent? Double Sprite's not a big issue. If my opponent casts a Miscreant, I will respond to it, but I mean, this is fine as it is. Oh, I definitely should have put an upkeep stop. There's no reason not to, so that was just me being sloppy. Alright. I wouldn't have Moment's Peace in response to, or if I saw this grid, I wouldn't have Moment's Peace. But there are things that my opponent could have showed. If my opponent showed a Dispel, I probably would have just Moment's Peace in response. I don't want to give my opponent the opportunity to efficiently use a Dispel to deal damage. Alright. I'm just going to Mystical Teachings in the turn. I'll take 3. Because now I'm going to have 3 color mana sources and a whole bunch of colorless mana. Yeah, I'll get a Pulse. It's going to be hard to lose. If I just protect my wall. Opponent screds in a turn. Yeah, that's fine. It looks like I'm just going to pass again. Ooh, no. I'm going to slam that. That card's great. This gives me something to flicker here if I need to. If my opponent just bolts the Oracle, I'm going to flicker. I'll pass. My opponent gushed pretty aggressively last turn, so I don't need to worry about too much. I'm going to lead on Moment's Peace, so I know what to block. If the piece resolves, I don't need to block the Ninja, so I can block the Augur. Now they can't bring both back with Ninja. It's pretty minor, but, I mean, I'm going to cast Moment's Peace anyway. Like, even if I block Ninja, I'm going to Moment's Peace to save 5 damage. It's not like my mana's that needed. Okay. Yeah, they're ninja in? Sure. If they tap out to replay Augur, I'm going to win the game. Yeah. And if they hold this up, I get to Teachings for Dispel. Or... I can get Dispel. Just no problems. Get Dispel, counter their counterspell. But if I pulse back my wall, and they have a main deck Dispel, and I cast Dispel, and then they Spell Stutter Sprite, bad things happen to me. So I'm just going to get a Prohibit. I think it's safer than trying to do anything else. Floating a mana. I'm just going to wall back pulse back my wall, and then wall back my pulse. And if my opponent attempts to counter, I will attempt to counter back. Okay. Gonna play a tower. I've got 2 colored mana sources in play, so I'll just build up my colorless mana. I can flashback Moment's Peace if I want, or well, this is just terrible. You can't just scred here. I have the pulse in hand. I'll just slam pulse. I don't even need to worry about counterspell because you know I have the counter. Anyway, here I'll try to take 4. Doing these blocks. If my opponent ninjas the Augur, I would probably Moment's Peace, but they didn't, so no big deal. I know my opponent has Scred, and I'm reasonably certain they have Counterspell. Also, I'm actually certain they have Counterspell now. So if I flicker, I counter, they kill the wall. I get a flicker, I get a trigger off Oracle. Sure. Then I can wall back or pulse back my wall. And then wall back my flicker, and then flicker a whole bunch next turn. this is fine. Right? Yeah, sure. Or I can just draw another wall. My opponent's dead. Alright. I need to pop this back in. Yeah. Yeah, you're dead, opponent, sorry. I'll get Pulse and Flicker, I suppose. I don't think I need to worry about double days, but I'm just going to get a colorless Mana Source in play anyway. Because I'm going to cast a lot of spells next turn. Yeah, I'm going to take a huge beating this turn. They're going to flip the Delver and, oh, they didn't? Alright, I guess I'm taking 5 damage. Whatever. 4 damage, right? No, 5. Oh, they're swinging with the Delver. I'm going to block the Delver. Well, that attack sucked. I'm at 20. Alright. Just going to play a Stonehorn pass. Internal Teachings, Flashback Teachings win the game. What the hell? Exclude? I'm getting really frustrated that people keep building their decks so that they can never beat Delver. There's no reason to build your deck to make it worse against the best deck in the format. It's so dumb. Anyway. They already cast the second Scred? Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go to 15 next turn, 14 at next turn, maybe. Whatever. I write a Dignitary Resolves. I don't take any damage. It's so it's just frustrating that people keep building their decks to make it worse against Delver. Am I off base here? There's no reason that... Look, Delver is not the best deck as much as Drake was the best deck, or as much as a Treasure Cruise deck was the best deck. It's still, by far, the best deck. And if you're making your deck worse against an efficient, lean, aggro control deck, you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're harming the metagame. Anyway, I'm just going to stack some triggers. Whatever, I'm just going to get back teachings. This game's over. I can't lose anymore. I'm in 20, and my combat's locked down. I have a full grip of cards, and I have access to all the instants in my deck. At this point, I just need to... find a Muldrifter. Well, I don't have any mana. Or I don't have any lands to play, rather, so I guess I'm just gonna Oracle to dig for lands and or Muldrifters. I guess I'll play a landed pass. I can capsize the flip Delver, but capsizing lands is gonna take forever, and I don't feel like it. Oops, I whiffed. I was just gonna teachings for Flicker, but I guess I'll just Flicker instead. Get a land, sure. Exclude. I'll go ahead and get the capsize now. My opponent can't really do anything. Play a map. Play a plant. Pass the turn. Discard Moment's Peace and Cycling Land. I can get the land back with Pulse if I have to. If I'm missing a land drop or something. Gush is fine. Sure. There's nothing my opponent can reveal that I care about. I have double counterspell, wall, pulse, flicker, so who cares? Ninja, sure. They don't have any skips stored up, but I don't believe that matters. If they scred this in response, I'll dispel the scred. Alright. Just bounce the red mana. I'll go ahead and prohibit this rather than dispels. I don't want to get sprited. 2. I have 16 minutes left. I'll have about 14 minutes left when I finally finish it off with my opponent. It's fine. Opponent doesn't really have an attack. I have the Moment's Pieces in the graveyard and one in my hand. So I'm going to bounce the red mana and I think 1 island. Yeah, that's how I'll do it. What's going on about it? Exclude, come on. Oops. Go ahead and do it that way. I don't think I need to convert my blue mana into other blue mana. Pass. We got Flashback, Moment's Peace, Hardcast, Moment's Peace, Flicker. I got everything, basically. Delver's fine, doesn't do anything. Tron really doesn't have an attack. Oh, alright. Now I get to attack my one power guys. This attack is just like garbage. They didn't even have a ninja? Alright. I'll go ahead and flicker here. Alright, it resolved, whatever. My opponent is just off it, apparently. I'll go ahead and get the island. I just want more blue manas, more colored manas, more prisms, more mole drifters. I'll play the island. Right click, attack with all. What? Sure. Discard, put Moment's Peace, because who cares? Resolves. Ponder's fine, who cares? Flashback Moment's Peace. Start bouncing a bunch of lands. Ponder's fine. Oh, I should have bounced lands during their combat step. That would have saved me a bunch of time because I could have F6'd. It doesn't really matter. My opponent's toast. More mole drifters. Feed me more mole drifters. I'll just play Dignitary, whatever. I'll just play an Oracle, whatever. More prisms, sure. Right click attack with all. Bring him to 11. 11. I could cast a small drifter, but whatever. I'll just keep up mana in case they have something weird. Not that. Go ahead and stack a trigger while I can. I guess I'm at 13 minutes. I need to play a little faster. But I picked up game 1, and on my sideboard's pretty heavily stacked here, so. The hand worked out. I drew into Tron, and I had a lot of lands, but it worked out because I had stuff to do with the lands eventually. Go ahead and discard a land. I could discard Compulsive Research. It's my worst card, and I'm never going to cast it, but it gives me... it hides information. I don't want to show that I have Muldrifter. And I think I can kill my opponent this following turn, so I'm going to try. I could have just attacked with my Muldrifters twice, but I think killing him this turn is better. Actually, it might be faster, especially given my pace of play, which has not been stellar, to say the least. Kind of tapped wrong, huh? Whatever. My opponent does have a removal spell from one of my Muldrifters. Oh, I guess two of my... Well, it doesn't matter. My opponent's toast. Blue, Pyroblasts, Gutshot, Arrows. Take out this spell. Take out Fingraph on the draw. Take out Moment's Peace for sure. There's a chance I don't need all the Dignitaries, given I have 2 Cop Blues. Capsize is unnecessary. Propagation's dangerous. See, this is the problem without testing. I have no idea if I have enough slots. I think I do. I'm going to keep in Prohibit. It's fine. Keeping in Compulsive, because I need to find more lands to fuel my Cop Blues. And a 3-for-1's not bad. Well, a 2-for-1's not bad, and if I have dead lands, a 3-for-1's even better. I'll try to Dignitary out. What else do I need to take out, or do I want to take out? Mystical Teaching is pretty slow, but you can get into situations where they can counter you're both out of resources, and if your last spell was a Teachings, you get to flash it back. I guess I'll keep Pulse on the draw. I do like just slamming Dignitary, because it buys you some time and blocks Ninja. And frequently it can be a must counter card for the opponent. And by must counter, I mean actual capital C counter spell. But I've got 2 Circle Protections blue, so Dignitary, unnecessary if I draw one of those. And generally, as long as you're hitting your land drops reasonably reliably, Circle Protection blue is much better than Dignitary. And if you ever hit Tron and have a Cop blue in play, you just win the game. But certainly could be multitasking. Hand's good. Hand's great. Keep. I hope my opponent doesn't lead on turn 1 creature. If they have a tap land turn 1 or a cantrip, I'm in much better shape. Yeah. Because now I don't have to worry about keeping up Quicksand for Ninja. I have Quicksand in to stop a Ninja hit, and if I'm just gonna tap it to play this map, it's just a huge waste. And I am playing map because I don't want to get sprited or annulled. It's too good for me to hit Tron on turn 4 or 5, depending on what my opponent does. My opponent plays a creature here. I'll keep Quicksand up. Well, don't play Relic of Progenitus. I hope my opponent also has Swirling Sandstorm, just for the full effect. All right. My opponent has full mana up. I'll just jam. My opponent could have Sprite in turn plus a Pyroblast or a... They're using an actual counterspell on that? Sure. That's really good for me. I didn't think they would do that. Because that's really bad. Like, yeah, I have Tron, but you can't counter everything I do, so... Seriously? Alright. Why is Tron legal? So stupid. I'm gonna get my Oracle in before they have another fairy for Sprite. Oh, I'm taking Muldrifter. I would love that Prism, but I can't cast it this turn anyway because it just runs into Spell Stutter Sprite. So good. Playing well. End of turn, I'm gonna map for Remote Isle and crack it. So am I putting Ninja in here? Alright, that's ambitious. Tapping the red mana, do they now play Pyroblast? Or are they actually trying to rep the second actual counterspell? Well, I'm just going to jam Seagate Oracle. Yes. Good. This could get counterspelled, and if it does, I don't care. I'm not taking another Ninja hit from this Ninja, unless something weird happens. Are they trying to dig to a null? Oh, alright, they're dead. They are dead. I'm going to do this now, in case my opponent has mutagenic growth for some reason. If my opponent untaps, kills this, plays another mountain, kills this, and then end of turn sprites and ninjas again, I win the game. So, alright. Trying to decide whether I should play the Quicksand or not, and I should not. Yeah, they could have a 6 turn of events here, if they have another untapped red source and another ninja. But if they don't, I'm going to just crush them, so. Sure. Nice relic. I do have 2 walls. Maybe that relic's going to do something. You can't see me, but I am shaking my head. It's not going to do anything. Oh, they changed their colors. Okay. Chooses not to shuffle. See. Oh, well, I drew another Muldrifter, so I'm just going to go Muldrifter. If they have Pyroblast, I don't care. If they don't have Pyroblast, they die. That's nice. I should have played that Quicksand. My opponent doesn't have days. Should have played the Quicksand for later turns, but I don't think it matters. Like, how can my opponent possibly win from this point? I'm at 18. I have 2 Muldrifters in play and an arrows, and my opponent has no board. And they're not cracking their relic because they think it's going to help them. It won't. I'm going to research here, mostly to fill my graveyard. Don't need the Quicksand anymore. Doesn't do anything. I'm going to play Prism. My opponent goes double Sprite. I'll kill one of them. I do want to get Prism down, though. Jeez. How's my opponent going to win from here? It's a really good question. Just going to jam a wall. See if they actually crack the relic. No. Alright, my opponent's bad. Yeah, it's not good to say, but they're boarding in relic and then not using it when they... Their best case scenario. This is their best case scenario. I jammed a wall. They have an active relic. They're not using their mana. They don't use their relic. That's not a good card if this is what their plan is. My opponent can't beat the board. Yeah, if I try to flicker, they can get my flicker. I don't need to flicker. They can't win. They are losing on the board. I'm going to go ahead and teachings. I'll grab a Pyroblast. And then I'm going to get my teachings back with another wall. My other wall. My another wall? Another wall. Yeah, there we go. Another wall. Yeah, there we go. Alright, we figured out what I just did. Anyway. Boom. Not having to discard. I can flicker, but I don't want to run into counter spells, so I won't. I could have played an untapped land there in teachings, flashback teachings, but again, my opponent can't win right now, so. My opponent's mana isn't being used. My mana is not being used. I've got land drops. My opponent doesn't have any high end. I have 2 Pyroblasts. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and Mulldrifter now. Start swinging. Drawing the second Pyroblast makes me feel pretty safe in this. They didn't even spray it in a turn? Okay. Alright. I'll go ahead and teachings. I'll grab teachings. See if my opponent uses a relic. They don't even bother. Alright. I guess I'll bribe it. Actually, I kind of want them to tap their relic, huh? Pulse is not great. Go ahead and tap a relic. Cool. My opponent let me just go off. You can't do that. You can't just allow the Tron opponent, who has Tron, to just draw all the cards, get all their cards back, use all their cards to full effect. Because look at the situation my opponent's in. I now get to just jam the flicker. And my opponent gets the relic to eat the flicker, which is what they've been saving this crap for. I guess I'll Pyroblast first. And then I'll Pyroblast that. I could flicker. I have 2 walls. Eh. Screw it, I just want to use cards in hand. My opponent has another sprite, then we'll go ahead and let this one resolve, and we'll use the spare flicker. Alright, what is my flicker targeting? The right wall? Alright. All right wall. I really... Wait, oh no, is my opponent going to Pyroblast? No, you can't do this. You know I have the prohibit. Ugh. Now my opponent can't even use the relic. Ugh. Good lord, opponent. I would feel bad, except my opponent's played badly and has bad sideboard cards in their deck. So, on the other hand, I don't really feel bad at all. Cool. Alright. Go ahead and get back my other flicker. My opponent should concede here. Trying to play this out is just a fool's errand. Go ahead and get back a Prohibit and a Pyroblast. My opponent might try to kill a wall. Okay. Yeah. There was no way out of that. Don't board in Relic. If you have Relic, use it when it's available. If your opponent doesn't give you an opportunity to use Relic and you're doing nothing and they have Tron and they're building up a good board, crack the stupid Relic and try to kill your opponent. Because if you give them a million hours to just keep doing whatever they want to do, they're going to crush you. Tron is going to have a better late game than you. Yeah, you get to eat a Flicker, maybe, but I had double Flicker at that point. Even if my opponent tries to crack the Relic to eat the first Flicker, I can just flicker 2 walls and get back all the instants out of my graveyard and then let the Relic trigger resolve. The Relic is garbage once I have 2 flickers and 2 walls in play. Especially if you're just going to tap out for a counter war that you know you're going to lose. Bah. Anyway. We're 1-0. I didn't get triple Delvered. We kind of crushed them. Kind of like my configuration, and hopefully this continues. Hopefully I don't get owned.